I'm April Edwards. I own Deck Builder Markers. I've been in the design and marketing field. Does it sound good?
Well, yeah, it's not too at all.
All right. I've been in the design and marketing field for over 20 years. I really am on a mission to impact 300 Deck Builders Labs by 2030. So really involved in the industry. I have the We Love Deck Builders podcast. We're a bronze sponsor with the National Association, NADRA. I helped co-found the first ever SoCal regional event in my beautiful hometown of Oceanside, California. What else? And then I have a column in the Deck Specialist magazine. I really recommend getting that too. Here's a lot of things that could apply for pull and spa in there as well, especially my colleagues. The Deck Specialist magazine, they house the booth here, and we could get the magazine for free while you're here, and then you can subscribe to get it for free. It's a big deal, and print's still alive. You can get a printed magazine, so that's pretty cool. So make sure that you check that out. I can't remember what the column is this month, but it's pretty good. And the one next month is going to really reinforce a lot of things that I'm saying today. All right, so as I mentioned, the name has changed a little bit. Everybody used to thrive off of referrals, right? And a lot of people do. A lot of people really crowd to get those referrals because you've worked hard, right? You've got folly craftsmanship, blood, sweat, and tears, a good reputation. You need to be really proud of that. But whole owners have changed. And a lot of deck builders I've talked to this year that, have signed up for the strategy session, they've kind of went in reverse and they're like, what's going on here? And of course we've had some things at play last year, the election and just economical factors. And then I'm going to say a lot has to do with AI, just the expectations that homeowners have now. And so basically what's happened, and with several people that I talked to, is maybe like newer players are coming in. The space for spa is a lot more competitive. Newer players have come into the space and they're wondering why they're getting all the business. And a big reason why is because they're the ones showing up when somebody's doing a search on ChatGPT or, like Google or whatnot. And it sticks because you're like, I've worked so hard. I got such a great business. I built such an amazing product. Why are these guys getting it all? And so that's what we're going to talk about today. We got to get on the bandwagon here. We got to make sure that we are using these techniques. So again, 5 years ago, everybody was booked. I would say last year, things probably normalized a little bit from, the COVID glory days for construction workers. And then today, homeowners really, they start online, which they have been for a while, but now they're leveraging, AI, ChatGPT, generative search, things like this earlier on in their search. And all of these platforms have a different method to their madness. So I've been in marketing for a while. Actually, Daniel back here, let's give him a round of applause. He's our stellar SEO guy. And so he has a very sweet relationship with Google's algorithm. He knows exactly what we have to do in order to speak Google's language in order to get our clients' businesses to show up. But now, we're even trying to navigate things because there's so much going on. I'm going to keep things really simple for you, okay? Because there's a lot of really great things that have happened in the last year or so that really just are giving rewards to people that are being honest, helpful, authentic, genuine, and they have proof of I can't, I'm sorry. Time out. I just have it plugged in right here. I'm sure it's a user error.
Well, back here it helps if the computers are. I mean, the projectors are.
It's going to be a good day. It wasn't my fault.
So you must have just came in here and plugged in?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that timed out.
Okay.
So we're going to see how it comes back.
Hi. Man, it's not very obvious to see, so that's there. All right, cool. That's me. That's the title. Little bit about me. The only thing I've made a point on here is a big thing. When I say make an impact, our mission is to enrich lives, build success and make an impact. And so a lot of what we do are really trying to get you guys the business you deserve. Okay. So we're going to talk about goals a little bit, things like that. It's like, yeah, everyone wants to make more money. But at the end of the day, what does that actually do for you as a business owner? What does that do for your team? What does it do for your family? And I love the space that I'm in because, first of all, a lot of debt goers that we work with are very modest. And I have such a great job of saying, no, like, this is what's so amazing about you. And this is like, my job is to help you shine, which is great. And it's really cool to be in a position where I am kind of like, what we do is match mate the homeowner to, you know, the contractor, and then their business grows, their employees thrive, and then we're able to bring more people together in the community because they have amazing outdoor living spaces to spend time in. So I know I'm going a little deep, but that's where I come from. And I love being in this industry. Absolutely love it. That's Pops. He's the founder of Noundra. And I do just want to spend 1 second on this. So again, he's about great work-life harmony. I like to ride like dirt bike. I travel. I just went and did a 2.5-week trip to the northern part of Vietnam and rode dirt bikes. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't know how to build a scalable business and learn how to delegate and make sure it feed the business with some good marketing, which is what we're going to talk about today. So know what your goal is. What's your North Star? So this is everything I was talking about. We're going to talk about building a system that does purchasing for you. And really, I want you guys to have a predictable pipeline, you know, instead of that EKG machine, because that's very emotional. And you want to feel good and know that what our plans are 5 years from today, 10, 20, whatever your retirement goals or whatnot, everything that you're doing, everything that you're grinding for is helping to reach that. Does this look yellow to you guys? Yeah. Well, I'll talk and you guys can enjoy the yellow. So this is just an overview of how things kind of have changed. So in around 2012, Google made local listings and reviews matter. So you just kind of needed to be everywhere. Before that, like, you could have a website where you just put some keywords in and you were pretty successful. And Google's like, wait a second, you're kind of cheating, you know? And that's kind of how it went. Like, oh, you figure out the secret code. Okay, you're cheating. And that's why Google has all these algorithm updates, which, as I mentioned, have kind of just made people more legit, which is nice. Like, they reward you if you're true and real. So 2016, voice search, debt golder near me took off, people using their phones, you know, to search and things like that. 2020, COVID, obviously, it pushed everybody online and everybody outside in the backyard. And it was a surge, and people got really used to that. And some people really thrived. Some people struggled because they didn't already have a presence online when people are searching, you know. And then there was some competition with players that came into this space. I think that there were a lot of general contractors that switched to building outdoor spaces at the time as well. And so in the last 18 months, things have changed so much bigger than they have in the last 10 years, I'll say. Now we have AI answers and zero-click searches, which change visibility for ours. So visibility is like, you have a business that people know about it. So zero-click means people are doing a ton of searches and they're not even loading their website. So that's what that means. It takes a lot more to get that lead in the door. So this is really important to me, and I hope that this really encourages you, after I tell you this, to really take a step back, maybe get a glass of wine, whatever you got to do to, like, stop all the noise and really audit, evaluate how your business is and what the experience is that you're giving your homeowners from the time that they find you on a search into when the project is done. And I want to show you how marketing can help really guide that experience. So in my opinion, we have 4 quadrants of a business, right? Like, all of these things could be on fire at one time. We got to focus on one thing, fix that, go to the other, right? Anyway, so lead, sales, fulfillment, and finances. Now, I want to teach you how building a system is going to be able to make an impact in all of those places. So with your leads, people are going to, before they even reach out, they're going to find you. And they're going to start building trust with you. You're building a relationship with somebody, like a dating profile. Did you know that? So marketing sheets help people pre-experience your brand through your website, your visuals, and your online reputation. Reviews are so important. Cannot stress that enough. Your sales. So if your marketing is doing really well, and I'm going to be on a panel at the outdoor living, what's it called? Outdoor living outdoor living stage at 2 p.m. With 3 other deck builders. And we're going to be talking about how to successfully sell luxury outdoor living spaces. And so that's really what I'm going to be talking about a lot, is how your marketing can really prime a prospect and get them ready for sales. So they don't know what they don't know. They don't know to look out for builders that say it's only going to take 2 weeks and it takes 4 months if they've never had a construction project done before. I know that who here does sales? Okay. So, there's how amazing would it be if like somebody just came in and like you didn't have to repeat yourself with the same old all the time, and you just got to go straight to helping them with a beautiful desire solution. Great. Well, seriously, take a step back and see what the experience is with your marketing in order to help prime those prospects. So one thing primes prospects for sales through nurturing, automation, and social proof. Creating more ready-to-buy leads. So they're going to follow you on social. They're going to look at your reviews. They're going to look at your photos and your projects. And they're going to build an impression about you beforehand. When if they fill out your form, that's another touch point opportunity. Show them the video. Hey, like this is how you do to prepare for your home consultation. Or top 10 things to think about, or maybe check out some and, like get familiar with our railing options and board colors and all of these things. Like hold their hand through the experience. Kind of like, I always think about if you go to, like a Chipotle or something like that, it's really easy. Like you don't have to, figure out of a 20-page thing what you want. It's like, no, like pick your meat, pick your, you pick your things. It's super easy, right? And so it'd be, like, just think of it that way. How can you make it really easy for your homeowners? The confirmation email that you give them after they fill out your form, and then who's leveraging text messaging, like automating text messages. And how do you guys, who here primarily talks to, if you're in sales, talks to the homeowner via text versus a phone call? Kind of, it's still, okay. So automating text messages is really nice because you can get in front of somebody really quickly, super fast, like, hey, this is what it's all about. And so leveraging a platform that can do that for you will really help. Okay, so what else? Fulfillment. Again, somebody signs up, send them an automatic email that's like, meet your project manager, or this is everything you need to know about ferments, or photos of your space, or anything that is important for that to know that you wish that they knew. And I'll tell you this, there's a lot in my business that is all about setting the right expectations. And if we could set the right expectations up front, we have a plan for life, because we can say, and I think that's what separates the pros from the beginners, is like, the potential problems that can happen. So if you tell the homeowner about that before it actually happens, you're like, okay, we talked about this, and we were understanding. So information is so important. And we're all busy. And if you can, again, look at your experience and the communications that you have going out, you can put templates together that, get sent out, and it's got like, automated a signature with, whomever, the project manager, sales rep, whatever. And it looks authentic, but you're ensuring that you're controlling that experience at every touch point. And building your ideal client along the way. And they appreciate it because it really separates the pros from, the inexperienced folks, the ones that have taken the time to really do that, and you do it one time and like, yeah, you could update those things, but you do it one time, it's kind of daunting. So automated updates, branded touch points, and a professional client experience. So anyway, I would go back. I'm going to say, what is it like when somebody calls and you answer the phone? Do you know if it's like some people use their cell phone? They don't even know if it's in business or personal, and they might answer it and it doesn't sound very professional. Your voicemail breeding, again, another touch point. These are all little things that, like, if you think about it, it's all in the details, right? Like I always say, I love going to a restaurant that has a pepper roll versus like a shaker, or like warm butter with like some herbs in it. Like it's just a small little thing to do, but it makes such a better experience. All right, finances. So after the project, if you've done a good job navigating everyone through all of these phases, then it should naturally drive more referrals and reviews for you. And you can use follow-up automations and stuff like that to get more reviews and then stay in front of them, like 3 months later, hey, just checking in. I want to see how everything's going. Would have sent me a picture of your space. Like, I'm interested. Did you ever get that grill or whatever it is, right? And that's all automated. And then, debt maintenance tips and then happy debtversary a year later. This is all automated to create your amazing experience. And it's like, oh yeah, like I'm freaking love to tell somebody about them because it was such an amazing experience. So when your marketing stalls, every gear slows. Can you guys kind of see how we've got more opportunity to control the entire experience and all of these touch points? I'll put it together, but just kind of an overview. So referrals aren't enough. Old way for referrals, it's hard to scale. How can you predict things if you don't know if, who's going to come in, that EKG machine? How can you say I want to buy more trucks or, stop doing sales and get a sales rep when like, I don't really know what's going to come in because I'm not controlling that. So it's unpredictable. And with the new way, with building out a system, you can, you're engineering your growth. You'll have more of a predictable flow and then be able to control your reputation. So I've talked about this a little bit. I'm not going to go over this too much more. This is just kind of reinforcing the fact that homeowners have, they haven't changed, but their expectations have. And again, like take a step back and kind of think about it for your own shoes too. I don't think we do that enough as business owners, to really sit back and be like, what is the experience like, for them? Like, what is it? How am I from a sales perspective? And like, when I search for a business, what is it like? How will I bet them? Like really try to understand them in that way. And you will find some ways to improve and better connect with them because that really is what it's about, So they start sooner than you think. They are dreaming. I love this because they're totally dreaming. They're scrolling, they're asking AI, they're watching YouTube, they're comparing materials. And if you're not showing up, they're not going to reach your site because it is a long journey. Somebody's going to spend $50,000, $250,000 on a project. They're not going to just go on Google Map Hack and call somebody and decide that's who they're going to go with. So consideration, we'll talk about that. Trust is built through what they see online. Even referrals get vetted. And I say this all the time. Have you guys ever been referred to somebody and then went to their website just to like make sure? Or do you're like, oh no, I just don't know, just there you go. I think most of the time people are there, I spend a bunch of money, or you do a little bit more research just to make sure. So they're going to vet you, and your marketing is important. Your marketing is your website. It's everything that is helping your brand show up online before you talk to somebody. So they're still going to Google you and your reviews, check your website, scroll your social media before making content or contact. They don't want to be sold. They want to believe they made the right choice. They don't want to be sold. They want to come to you already knowing that I'm feeling this. And I just need you to reinforce it, because I've spent all my time. I've done all my research, maybe I've gotten a couple other proposals or what. And then, of course, the decision. And I like this because, again, this should be the easiest step when you've done the rest right, everything up until this. So by this stage, they've already made up their mind. They don't choose the cheapest builder. They choose the one that they already trust. So they expect more. They want proof, presence, and professionalism in every step. Marketing isn't about chasing leads. It's about building trust before they ever reach out. Okay, so this is the system. You can see on the back of the flyer, there's kind of a lot that goes into that, but we're going to keep it simple. I want you thinking in this way. Now, why is this important? Why is this system important? Who has ever had somebody reach out to them? Okay, first of all, how many marketing corporates reach out to you like every day? Is it crazy? Lots of cold outreach out there. And how many social ads have you seen where they guarantee X amount of leads by doing social media ads? And you know what? Good for that, because it probably works, but it's not long term. And it's not building your brand for the future. So that's why I really want you to think in terms of building a marketing engine. Okay, so it's not just about getting the leads. It's about doing all the things before you can get the lead that prime them to be the right prospect. Are you guys with me so far? Is this making sense? Ask questions, clues. I be nearly with talking. So
Can we get these slides on here?
yeah, sure, definitely. So visibility is being seen. I started off building I've done everything, but I built websites for a long time, and it was very frustrating for me because that was before I did marketing, and I built these beautiful websites, and and it's like my baby's out in the world, and then like when nothing happened because they didn't market their business. It was just a glorified business card, and so that's when I was like, okay, if I'm going to put all my work into something, I want it to make a bigger impact. And that's when I went in marketing and SEO particularly. And that's really what a lot of visibility is SEO. And I say search everywhere optimization. There's a whole different session on AI, generative search, AEO, GEO, all these fancy terms and everything that you need to know about all of it. But just know you need to show up everywhere. You need to be showing up on all the profiles, BBB, Yelp. I know it's weird, Bing, weird. Like none of these things matter, but it's important because all of these tools have a different method of madness. And so it's kind of interesting because in a lot of ways, the way things have progressed, it's like what you were doing it right before that you're doing right now. It's just people were kind of get away with a lot before at doing the bare minimum. Like just the Google ads. Great. Totally recommend. If you're going to do ads, do Google ads. If you can optimize your campaigns well, going to tell you, it's been the hardest role for me to hire in my agency. It's very difficult to teach. It's extremely complex. Google and Facebook make it easy for that matter for you to give that money. They're like, hey, check it out. We're to set this up easy for you. But you end up wasting money. And thing is once the faucet's turned up, there's nothing, So we really want to build an engine that is going to sustain your business now and help it scale to whatever you want it to be later. Or like me, I want to go ride dirt bikes for 3 weeks in Vietnam, and I want to have a business that's being taken care of while it's gone, and that tastes amazing tea. So second is the conversion engine, and that is easy. That's your website. You can see on the back there's more to it. We have a CRM that we use to leverage automation and things like that. So super important. And the way that you put that website together is very important. Now, we have a limited amount of time. I can go on forever. I do want you guys to know that I had a ton of resources on the website. It's techbuildermarketers.com, and then it's the Growth Hub. And in there's a ton of checklists. There's website optimization checklists, all the keywords you need to know, guide. There's a ton of resources up there. And then, of course, the book. And again, if you guys came in late, if you didn't get a book, stop by booth 3115. I'll be sure to get one. But there's a lot of kind of method to the madness with the website, too. And then the trust engine, build confidence and close faster. So keep up on asking for reviews and video proof. Who has video testimonials on their website? Yes. 2, 3. All right. Look at 4. Okay. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Get those video testimonials, especially you guys build amazing outdoor living spaces. And these people are excited. Like you're changing their lifestyle. Trust me, we do a media day now. We call it Grand Story Day, and you go out and we photograph and drone footage, and video of the team actually doing interviews, and then profile shots. But the best part is seeing the homeowners do the video testimonial. So we get that footage, and it's like my heart is melting because they just have so many beautiful things to say. And that's how you build trust with somebody, is like that real proof of somebody actually saying that and pulling up those heartstrings, So I want to encourage you, maybe just make it a goal. Maybe try to get one video testimonial a quarter, Keep it simple, and then once you get it done, and then you go from there. And don't try to perfect it. You know what I mean? Yes, it'd be great to have a professional videographer and all these things, but right now, like, you all is better with nothing. As a matter of fact, if I were to say it's more authentic, because everyone's using AI for things in it, you can tell. So the fourth is client experience. So automate between, we kind of talked about that a little bit with following up and stuff like that to make sure that you're still staying in front of them, even though you guys typically only sell one project per homeowner. There's still an opportunity for them to refer other people to you. So I have two areas that I just wanted to touch base on quickly, because I think these are the things that kind of get overlooked the most. So local search is still extremely important. Google is still surface level, it's dominating. Still, you got to keep in mind that that's all going to change. And trust me, like, once we get everything figured out, it changes all the time. So who has a Google business page? Everybody needs to have their hand up. Feel like your mom right now. Make sure that you claim that, because it's a pain to the butt too. I think we have a guide on the website for that too. So claim your Google business profile and treat that like it's a second website. That's kind of your Google search. When that puppy's optimized, you'll be showing up at the top of the search page, which is where you want to be. And a lot of people, they get the bulk of their leads from that if they're doing it right, because people can see how many reviews that you have. They can see, it's like instant information. They can see how many reviews you have, how long you've been in business, and call you. And, or if you have your online booking system hooked up to it, they could book a consultation call with you too. So it's a really good place to be. You definitely want to be there, take it seriously. Make sure that when you, go ahead.
Would you have any data on how bad it is or the business and maybe lost business? Actually,
So, Ethan, are you saying that because you're afraid to ask for reviews in case?
no. I do ask, but for example, we just got pretty bad one, and it's actually not necessarily true.
Yeah.
So, but what told people I told people said that for going to cost us 30 brushes.
Yeah.
And one.
I mean, it is unfortunate. You can try and debate it. Always reply to a review right away. And because no matter what, like, some people know that people are people too. There's a lot of Karens in the world. So depending on how you reply to it, if somebody sees it, that it'll mean a difference. But the best way to mitigate that is just by giving one good reviews. So try and fight it.
I mean, we still at 4.9.
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah, but we want to be a 5, right?
yeah, it's nobody's fault. Nobody's fault.
Yeah, it's painful, but I do your best. Call out, do whatever you can to try to get it out. Yeah.
So yeah, that 5-star idea. Then I got this one. It's like a 1-star no comment, and I looked at that percent. I was a little back.
There's just a button on there and you can click and try to debate it, and just tell them that you've never heard of that person before.
Do
It's
respond to that message or just let it come?
Well, let me ask you, how would you respond to it? What'd they say?
I just didn't say anything.
Yes, but a 1-star. It was like a fake name. I had one customer that day. I did a job for like the following week. I talked to them, and they said, no, that wasn't us, but she had got like scammed on something online. It's all about
The hacking your data.
Sometimes Google can help too, but it is important for you to reply to every review that you get as soon as you can, whether it's good or bad. Maybe it's a kill 'em with kindness type of thing, Oh, boy, I'm so sorry. Like, can you remind me what your project was? For some, like, we want to do what we can and make this right. We don't, typically see this, something like that. And that debate it. But it happens. I feel like we just experienced that somewhere. There was we had to debate it. Do you have a tip on that? Because I feel like the whole team did the whole team debated it. So you could have your whole team going and dispute it, and that will help.
Yeah, I think you can report it. Maybe get a ticket on it so Google can check it out. And if there's a way Google will reward with it, you can dislike to that comment, making sure like, hey, in our records, that made us know more about the project. So even us communicate not only to that paid review, but also to the people who's looking to that paid review, that it doesn't match the product. So that's another way that you're ready to remove it. You can, with your answer, you can make sure, hey, we we don't know about this specific product, this type of population, and that gets of it anyways. And like for you as a brand, in your service, if you provide.
It's such a valuable asset. It's like you got to maintain it, throw it. So on Google Business, add photos regularly. Fill out, like basically when you go to claim your Google Business listing, or if you just want to go there, now or afterward, and whatever it asks you to fill it out. One thing that people often overlook is they call them products. What you want to do is you put your manufacturers there as products, put your services, individual services. Like my guys don't just build decks. They build, they'll have outdoor kitchens or like curved decks or multi-level decks and all these things. So whatever it is you want to have a service on there, it then links to that service page on your website. So your website and your Google Business listing are kind of like husband and wife, and they support one another. So you want to link them together as much as possible. And then, of course, get good reviews. And then automate your follow-up. I think I kind of talked about this a little bit more, but what's important to know here, and this was for our Harvard Business Review, is that builders who respond within 5 minutes are 9 times more likely to like the job. So we have a feature, there's a lot of software out there that does the same thing, that the software that we set up for our clients, if somebody calls and say, you're out on the job, I can't answer the phone, it will, of course, they can leave a voicemail, but it will send a text message with say, hey, this is Jim. I'm sorry, I'm away from my phone. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Just meet up, get an estimate, bam, having to go to your form, or hey, send you some pictures of your space. And that's a really great way to kind of get you guys freaking on the phone with somebody. Is anybody using an online booking system to make it easy? Do you like it? Okay. Any pros and cons you want to share?
Well, it's always positive because you can keep track of what you're doing instead of just running. You can what it's changing.
Yeah, I love to automate your reminders, and again, that's another touch point. Like I have it set up for my business, and I'll tell them, hey, these are the fakes that I'm going to need, or this is what to expect before the call, and then of course there's text message reminders and stuff too. But it just makes it easier too, because from a homeowner's perspective, like, who wants to go back and forth 8 times to try and figure out when you can sync up, They could just book it on your calendar. It's really nice. And people get nervous about that. So like, ooh, I don't know if I want them to do that, but you can control it in a million different ways. It could be set up to different times. It can look for conflicts in your existing calendar. I have like 6 calendars hooked up to mine. We could turn it on and off depending on whatever. So it's very highly customizable. So the name of the game here is quick wins, prove the system works, stop the leaks, fast momentum, build confidence, sustainable wins, keep the system running, compound growth, predictable results. And this is all about long-term dominance. So does anybody here know how much you invest in marketing as a percentage of your revenue? Has anybody thought about that before? 5%? Okay. Small Business Administration says 5 to 15%. Most builders I talk to, with all the research that I've done online, people are about at 1%. I'm going to tell you, if your advertising costs are included in that, you are throwing money down the drain. I talked to somebody last week, and I don't know why. 500 seems to be this magic number for people, but I asked how much they were investing in the Nooble ad. I think it was $500. I have a calculator that will show you, and if you guys are interested in coming to we actually have a calculator. Go break all this down, but I could also show you that specific to Google Ads. And it basically breaks down the cost per click, the conversion rate, and then it'll show you if you're not spending like, $1,500 toward $1,000, like you're just throwing right down the drain. You're not getting everything, And then if you have a sales close rate issue and you're getting the leads but not converting them, then you're really throwing money down the drain, which is why it's super important to track everything so that you can see, instead of just like, I don't know, like this is easy and it seems like something to do. Like you want to know if it's working, because what a waste, And we put so much blood, sweat, tears in our business, right? Like, don't we want to know that it's like the work that we're doing is going to make an impact? So what I'm going to say here is that 1% is going to kind of it's like going to maintain, right? 3% is a good number. That's going to help you grow. A lot of our clients are at 2 to 3%. of their revenue on marketing. It doesn't happen right away. You've got to build the system first. You got to optimize it. Depends on, like where you live, what the competition is like, and how much visibility you have set up. When we start, but 3% is a good number. And if you reverse engineer it, in the grand scheme of things, if you're selling it for even a $35,000 project, that cost per acquisition isn't that much. Andy Henley, he'll be on the panel later. He's one of my clients. He's like, yeah, I just had more money out of my estimate. And it's really not that much more, especially if you have done a good job to prime that prospect and they already know, like, and trust you before you even get to that stage. It's more worth it, to spend a couple dollars more and have the consistent pipeline. So I want you guys to think this way. And the reason I'm bringing this to your attention is because I really want you to think long-term about how this system is going to help your business, not just today, but in the future. So this is not made up. This is 20% year-over-year growth, which is very, very reasonable if you do this right. Do you guys have consistent year-over-year growth? Have things changed at all recently? Not much. Just good to know how you reverse engineer your numbers, know what you need. But good marketing, like if you're not doing much, I can't imagine that it's going to continue with the way that market is and consumers are to continue to have that growth by not trying to lead that conversation. Okay, so this is the 90-day game plan. Okay, so I want us to think in those buckets again. So we gotta work on visibility first. Remember, like, what's the movie? Build it, they will come. Doesn't work, So we need to get in front of people before they even decide to reach out. So what I want you to do is audit your Google business profile. Again, go into the settings there. Whatever it says to do, do it. Make sure that you have good pictures of your projects. Make sure that you post weekly project photos and link those projects back to your website. And then one thing that I haven't talked about, I actually have an example here, is... Oh, it's behind. So these are... No, this is one. So this is, we call it a city page. It's a location page. This is where a lot of people miss the mark. And so they're doing blog articles or all these things, but they're not thinking local. So you have two audiences when it comes to your marketing and your content. When we're trying to build visibility with tools like Google, you need to obviously cater their homework, but you also need to cater to these algorithms and things like that. And you have to let it know what city you're at. So I audit a lot of decorators' websites, and I have to do a bunch of research to even figure out where they're located because it doesn't say it on their website. And so it kind of seems like a middle ringer, like, oh, if somebody finds me, like, they go on here. But you actually have to say it, and you have to embed maps into your page. So this is an example of a city page. So if you can work on getting like one of these up, what goal did I set here? In a week? One service area page per location. So I make it a goal with you 10 over the course of 10 weeks, put a page up on your site that just talks about the work that you've done in that area and what's unique about that area. And then that's going to signal to Google and these different platforms that, oh yeah, like they're located in this area and they're located in that area. Blah, blah, blah. So if somebody's searching for Deckville near me and you have a page on your website that says, Deco or higher or whatever, then you'll show up. So like we service easy for Cunnings area. We do one just to eat that or try to target. Yeah. Did you say start with the counties first or the cities?
I would start with the cities that have the highest impact or the most desired market for you. I mean, there are cities that are very close to each other. You can cluster them up maybe two cities in one page. So it covers the main idea of that area. So the objective of this is not only for the people who make the page, but also for Google to understand it, right? So you need to say with Google, I serve in this area, and that's why you're putting the sectors. As long as it communicates well and it represents the way you're trying or looking way, then that's the way you should go. If they're looking for counters except these, then you should be counted.
But it's not excessive to have pages.
And where do those pages fall on your website?
So we put it in the main navigation because pages that are in the main navigation kind of have more priority. Some people just hide them, and it's okay. But if you really want to get the most juice out of the squeeze, that's the best way to do it. And so you could have
Under your all areas we service.
Yeah.
It's like under the areas we service, each
will be multiple cities, right?
yeah, yep.
You're able to identify your business volume by zip code. Is there any advantage to try to manage out the zip code within rather and the city you're account?
Yes, definitely. Even neighborhoods, you can get that granular for sure. So one thing that I didn't mention is with your Google business profile, you're going to sometimes naturally just rank in this thing that you limit. And it kind of works that way. It's like, I want to say disease, but that sounds weird. But and you'll start you'll start in your city, and then you'll eventually, like with ongoing efforts, you'll rank number one with cities that are farther. And then if your real estate's cheap, then you can have multiple office locations that actually with the expense. I gotta admit, it's the one thing where I'm like, I don't understand why Google cares so much if you have the physical locations and so many people have whole offices. But for whatever reason, I can't deal with it, or I can't debate it. It is what it is. If you can do that, then that would be really good. Any other questions on the local pages here? Also on your homepage, actually, I think I have this in here. Let's skip it ahead. Yeah. Okay. So that's the next one. So conversion and trust, there's things that we do that hit both sides, conversion, visibility, those things. Make sure that you think about what makes you different. Seriously, it's non-craftsmanship and customer service. These are things that people expect. And quite honestly, like you guys are going to aid me for saying this. I look a lot of websites all the time. After a while, everybody's work starts to look the same. Now, people have different, some people do all outdoor living spaces. Some people do still just do wood decks. But, you could tell the difference, but you have to tell people too. We can't just let them figure it out on their own. So really sit down and figure out what makes you unique. We have a brand strategy info on the website too that you can use the little worksheet to help you figure that out. And the book is obviously very linear. It will take you through all of this. But clarify on your homepage, what makes you different. So this is O'Keefeville. They're in Colorado. Number one deck builders in the greater Denver area, the north and the south. And their whole thing is outdoor living spaces that outlast and performed. So this right here is what we call an H1, and it's got really important keywords in here. It's got deck builders, which is primary keyword that you want to rank for, and then it says Denver, which is the general vicinity that they want to get work at. And so that's beating Google, but also the homeowner too, because now we know, oh, cool. And then it'll get you found too. So take some time, you'll really figure out what makes you different, and at least update your headline on your homepage. I hope it doesn't say welcome to my website. All right, let's get a little creative. All right, so after that, add your process and proof. So process is nice. People want to know that you have some sort of a process, and they just want to know what to expect. It could be super simple. It could be like, step 1, we have a annual consultation. Step 2, you put a design together. Step 3, we'll go to construction. Step 4, you're barbecuing with your neighbors. Like, it doesn't have to be anything complicated, but people like to know that you have, I keep saying method to the madness, but method to the madness. And then proof. You can take your reviews. First of all, your reviews should be embedded on your website with schema markup. That's a nerdy SEO thing. But you can take your your reviews and just like spoken testimonials that people say, and back up something that you're saying in your website with that. Just embed it with text. Obviously, there's who's getting a video testimonial in the next quarter. Come on, we could do it. A lot of what I do is hold people accountable too. So figure out how to add that proof to your site with reviews, video testimonials. Do you guys? Well, we got a few minutes. I will tell you, this is a really good video, Deck and Drive Solutions. We just want to get all this footage for their site. And it's nice because it and shows kind of the behind the scenes things and makes it more of a reality. I mean, how cool is it to see like, oh, wow, that's the 3D design and like that's what the final product will look like with some cool drone footage and real people. Don't be afraid to show your face. I think that's a really big thing. And then you put this amazing brand video together where, Aaron's talking about his business, the process, his background. And then you got the homeowners in here talking about the project. And it's a really great way to showcase what they're all about in 2 minutes without the homeowner having to do a bunch of work. So that's also a proof element. This isn't really very well, but this is a good example of these are the embedded reviews. Here's a process. There's a million different ways you could go about it. Put people. Make sure you have people. They want to know, are your crew do they look bad, or are you going to be showing them with no shirts on and you smoking cigarettes? Okay, and then you could start the global service ad. So the pay-per-lead model it's a good place to start because it's super easy to set up. You can do that with the AG and Home Advisor and things like that. But Google Local Service Ads has it. Now, I don't know how it works on Pool. Sometimes it doesn't work so well with dot builders. But the thing is you only pay for the leads that you get. And if the leads that are out of your area or they don't, they're not looking for a service you provide, then you just dispute it. You'll pay for it. And you show up at the top. It looks like it just stands out on the Google search engine page from the Google business listings, the map pat there. And then make it a priority to get reviews. So after every project, ask for a review, and people will get busy. So if you got a system that automates reminding them about those reviews, you might just hit them and they're at a good time and they're available to do it. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to share on our side, it'd be super successful every time we finish a project. Right away, you get a review and then add pictures for project. So that way, people's just basically into Google and we use, check everything. So that is more real, and they know that it's real what they get instead of you buying reviews. So you can actually buy reviews of what you want, right? And like you mentioned, put your face on private, put your face on the picture. They want to know the deal. On our side, it'd be so I just want to shout out a little more.
Yeah, that's great.
And the testimonials of your website, it's huge. So you're doing before, during, and after project.
Yeah.
Make sure you attach the testimony as well on the website. That way people and
We ask him to post pictures in their reviews.
Yes. Okay, great.
Ask him to personally post their pictures.
Yeah.
With a project in their house.
So that's going to have a lot more weight with Google if the homeowner does it, but if they don't. And what could be a good strategy too is like when you're doing the final walkthrough, take a picture with them. Send them the picture and say, hey, if you wouldn't mind using to view and add a photo, and you can, even if you have a yard sign or something that, like you're reinforcing your branding. These are project pages. So this is so important. Everybody has galleries, which are great, but these project pages they bring on context to what you did, right? So, and then plus the price range is awesome. And then, horde colors and things like that are hard to distinguish for a homeowner sometimes. So it's nice for them to see less.
Like similar to the gallery, but just individual each cut.
Yeah.
More now.
So here's a before and after, and it just really puts it to life a little bit more. This helps a homeowner understand how it all kind of comes together, more so just a gallery. Now, if you do a gallery, at least have like a snippet. You do like a little description on each photo, and it really does add more value for the owners to know what they're looking at. All right, let's get back here. So, okay, automation and tracking. So we 7.9 set up instant auto reply. So everybody probably has a form on their website. At the very least, make sure that you have some sort of confirmation email that automatically goes out after they fill out the form. And you think about that experience in terms of what's information that I really wish that they had before they picked up the phone, even before I talked to them. And then build a 3 email follow-up sequence. So, I mean, hey, let's face it, we don't close every deal. And if if you can just send down a couple of emails that show maybe some of your best projects and video testimonials, and your reviews and things like that. That's a way to stay in front of them because they're all hot already, you know, and then they go cold depending on what's going on. Maybe they had to give their husband a PowerPoint presentation and they fail. And so having that automation will help, you know, just help. We call it sales enablement, you know, or enabling sales with marketing in order to try to close the deal. And then track your cost per lead. So get really tight with your numbers, but understand how much you're spending on your marketing. Understand where those leads are coming at the very least when, you know, when somebody hits you up, ask them and document all of that so that you know. And then your close rate. So if your marketing is working really well, your close rate should indirectly go up, you know, and I mean, a lot of people come to me and they don't want a bunch of leads because it's exhausting dealing with all those leads. They want better big leads. So knowing these numbers will help you understand the area you need to focus your efforts. And then, of course, you want to make sure that you're getting a big return on investment. So know your numbers. Any questions on this? Is this helpful? I hope. Okay. If not, you can come yell at me. And then this is a good way to just kind of ask yourself those questions before you get started too. Search. Do you show up in X city? When you're out and about, when you're not in this city where, you know, where the office is or whatnot, search on your phone in that city to see what debt builders show up. Use ChatGPT, see who's showing up. Ask ChatGPT. Well, how did you come up with these builders? You know, and they will tell you. And then you can be like, okay, well, I'm not there, I don't have this. And then your website conversion rate is extremely important. So with the numbers that are really important for us, our cost per lead, return on investment, and website conversion rate, and I said turn up. Well, maybe that's number of leads, obviously. But your website, again, like it takes so much. You can see I feel exhausted telling you guys about all of these things before they even get to your website. So the theory now is before AI, all of these things, we would be tracking impressions. How many times does your website show up with somebody searches for particular keywords? And then we go to click-through, like rankings and click-through ready traffic. None of that matters. I mean, it does. They carry, like, the match for data. Like, it doesn't really matter for a deck builder or a business owner. Your website is a crucial element to know. So we've done all that work. You've paid for ads. How many people are going to the website and actually filling out your form or calling you? That's your website conversion rate. Now, we want it to be at like 5%. You'll be surprised when you start tracking. You might see that it's like 1%. Makes a big difference when you reverse engineer what your average project price is and what your close rate is. You could put dollar signs on that. We have some clients that are, well, I think about a 10% conversion rate. Said we're constantly testing things and stuff like that. So that's a really important number you need to know because you might think your website's beautiful and wonderful, but it might not actually be do what you need it to do. So get tight to the numbers. And then do you have 50 plus reviews? Who does? Let's celebrate you. All right. It's crazy, man. I see some some markets where, you know, they had 250 reviews and like all the competition, like they're like up against each other with like 250 reviews. Can you imagine? It's crazy. So make sure that you have a goal for getting those. You can incentivize your team to, you know, like make it a competition. And you can even go back to customers that you worked with 2 years ago and send out an email and ask them, hey, just want to check in to see, you know, how things are going. Hey, if you wouldn't mind, if you really enjoy, you know, what we built for you, either in beer. And you'd be surprised how many people will do that 2 years later. Oh, by the way, we also have QR codes we give our clients and like a little business card that they can give the client in a firewall walkthrough, you know, so that there's something visible in their face, could be reminding them to do it. And then check to see, you know, if you're not doing sales, like monitor, you do call tracking. We monitor, you know, the calls to see what the quality is like and how fast you're getting back. So hopefully these are some things that will help you kind of better think about, you know, where your weaknesses might be and where you can start if you do feel overwhelmed at all. So start where the leaks are the most and then fix that and then move to the next day. So you build amazing decks. Now build the marketing system that brings clients to you. The market didn't break, it evolved. The builders who evolve with it will own it the next decade.